Kevin G, weather overview. How you doing out there, everybody? Okay, so let's take a look at the much talked about weekend storm. And we've been watching this since Monday. If you've been following me on the old blog here, Intellicast.com has your temperatures outside right now. Now, you notice we're in the 30s. If you look toward upstate New York and even like southeast Canada, temperatures are in the 20s. That is not conducive for snow lovers to be partying along the coast. We just have a marginal cold air mass for this setup, and that is going to inhibit a very major storm from developing here, and we will look at why in just a moment. So we looked at the scenarios last night. This is the one I think is going to pan out over the course of the next 48 hours. We're going to have an intensifying cyclone, but it is going to be moving too fast. And it is a progressive pattern. We've had this all winter long where marginal cold air masses are in the way of these storms. In order to get prolific snowmakers like we had last year, you need a stronger cold air mass in place to hold its ground as the storm comes near. Speaking of the aforementioned storm, there it is on the Gulf Coast. This is AccuWeather.com. You can see that big mass of clouds over the Mississippi Valley. That is going to be heading east-northeast over the next 36 to 48 hours and delivering our snowfall. And the arrival times will be during the pre-dawn hours of Saturday morning. Now, the scenario that is most likely right now is that a band of light to moderate snow will break out around these start times. And then, once the storm starts to pull away, an area of heavy snow will develop, but it'll be developing to the east of the tri-state area. So we won't really get in on the second part of the storm. And what we'll be left with is a change to sleet, freezing rain, and rain as warm air aloft works its way in, scours out the remaining cold air, and you're left with a fairly nuisance type of storm. Here is your weather map for 7 p.m. on Saturday. And as Mr. G would say, this baby is flying out of here in a progressive flow. And here is another look at this. Now, you can see the deep blue over New England by 7 o'clock on Saturday. That is just a hair too far east to get us on the back end of the storm. Yes, we'll get the front end, but we will not get the cold conveyor belt, as it is called in the weather nerd community. And so this is what I'm thinking. I went low with the snowfall totals. I based it on the seasonal trend and the fact that we have a progressive storm system and the fact that the cold conveyor belt of moisture will not be available, and it will probably end up hitting parts of Connecticut and Boston as we go into Saturday night. Here is the problem for Monday. Now, on the heels of this storm, we have another storm, and this one might actually have more cold air to work with. So I would be looking for the possibility of an accumulating snowfall on Monday. The devil is going to be in the details. These models have been very erratic the entire winter long, but certainly it is a possibility. So, the moral of the story is once we get done with the Saturday storm, we will have to contend in some way with a possible accumulating snow on Monday.